Hey, my peeps. So I didn't put anything out, a post or anything stating that I was gonna come on live, but I have a few minutes right now to come live, and I just wanted to show you guys the stencils that I made to make these cookies. And I know it's late in the season, and I should have made them earlier or sooner, but sometimes things like my brain be just not working properly and stuff. You guys know how it goes. But I been wanting to make these cookies for a while, and hold on a second. And I actually bought cookie cutters. I'm gonna show you guys these cookie cutters that I bought from Etsy because I really wanted to make these cookies for a long time. So I bought these cookie cutters from the shop on Etsy, but the cookies didn't come out the way I wanted them to come out. So this is the cookie, these are the cookies that I made using these, and I want to show you I had a little bit of an issue when it came to painting them. It just didn't look right, and it's hard to get into those don't get me wrong, I like the cutter, it was cute and everything, but hi Cecilia, but it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. And then the other thing I did was I actually printed these out off of the internet. I found them, and then I cut the pieces out with an X-Acto knife, and I tried to trace it onto my cookie, but that was a pain in the butt. So then I was last minute, I was let me try to cut them out myself and make my own stencils. And that's what I did. And out of everything I tried, that was the best thing that worked for me. So that's how I made these. Now, I didn't use paint and a brush for this. I used acrylic paint markers, because painting these with a brush, I'm going to show you what else I made. Painting these with a brush, it takes 3-4 coats, and I honestly didn't want to go through all of that, because I did try it on these. These are, hold on, let me show you. These are from Dollar Tree. These are Crafted Square ceramic tiles. They round tiles, and it comes 2 in a pack. So what I did was I made a large stencil, right? And actually I put UV resin on here and everything. And I made this stencil by hand. I cut it out of a piece of paper, and then I traced it with pencil, and you could see the pencil marks still after I painted. And I painted this with acrylic paint and a paintbrush, and I had to go over it 3 times, and you can still see the pencil marks and everything. I mean, it came out okay. I was happy when I did it. I was excited about it. And where's the other one? And then I made this one too. So these are just coasters you can put your drinks on and stuff like that. But like I said, I traced it with a pencil, and then I painted these. So I mean, they came out good. And then I did it again, and this time I painted it with a paint marker, and I like the way that looked better. It came out clean and nice. I didn't have to draw any pencil lines or anything on it, and so I like that better, using the paint markers. And it's pretty easy to use the paint markers. They actually work pretty well. I'm going to make one for you guys. I'm going to make 2 cookies so you guys can see how I did it. And if you guys are interested, like I said, I know it's late in the game, and forgive me for that. But in the stencil set, you will get 4 different sizes of the same stencil, and 4. Well, you get 4 of the ghost and 4 pumpkins, so you'll get 8 stencils, but in different sizes. Because I know some people, they like to make whimsical and big pieces, so I kept that in mind. But I like to make my pieces small because I like to do like more realistic and realism. So I keep mine small. But if you're interested in getting these stencils, just DM me. I don't think I'm gonna put it on Etsy because Etsy, the fees, they take out so many fees that by the time you finish selling something, it's not worth it. Okay, so guys, what I did was I cut out these are 2.5 inch round. I use a 2.5 inch round cookie cutter for this. And then I let these dry overnight. But I suggest you let them dry for 2 or 3 days. You want them to be pretty sturdy, okay? And you don't want them to be soft. These are still kind of a little bit soft, but I just want to do the tutorial. Like these cookies, I let them dry really good. Like they're not mushy or anything like that, because I let them dry for a pretty long time. But just for this purpose, I'm just going to go on and show you. And this is what the stencils look like. I can't even pick them up. So the pumpkin stencils, they come in 2 pieces because the top of the head needs to be separated from the pumpkin, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so these are the 4 pieces you will get, and then you will get 4 pieces of the top of the head to go with that, right? And then you will get 4 ghost stencils in the 4 different sizes. So what did I do with my... Okay, here it go. So we're gonna do the ghost stencil first. So now if you use a 2.5 inch cookie cutter and you do the ghost, like you can see that these 2 pieces, one is smaller than the other, right? That's because if you want it, I like it to look like, you know how when you slice the cookie, that the cookie is in the middle. Hi, Ada. Right? But some people like to take up the whole space of the cutter. Of the cookie. So you could either use the smallest size cutter, stencil, why I keep saying cutter, or the next size, which takes up more space. Okay? That's, up to you how you want to do that. But I like to use the smallest cutters. Those are my favorite. The smaller cutters are my favorite. So we're going to do this one. The ghost first. So I'm going to get my purple marker. Now these markers, the ones that I have a thick tip, rounded tip, and then it has a fine point. Okay, so you're going to get your fine point. Now you're going to have to hold your stencil down and just go along the line of the stencil, and you'll be good. Okay, so now for the eyes, you want to take your marker, or if you want to use, I'm not saying you have to use a marker, you could use a paintbrush, and you're just going to go across like that and fill the bottom up. Okay, go across and just fill the bottom up. Okay, and while you're there, now hold it in place. I'm gonna get my orange marker, and this mark, oh Lord, this marker is so tight. And then you're just gonna fill in the rest of the eyes, because the eyes are purple and orange. And then you're gonna just take your orange marker and just see how easy it paints it. And then you can let it dry, and you could go over it again. If you don't like the way it look and you think it need more paint, you have to let it dry 100%, and then you could go over it again. So then you take your paint marker and you just fill it in, and that's it. That's your cookie. If you don't like using the thick tip, you could use the fine tip. But I don't have any trouble with this. And if you have little spaces where you're scared to go into that with the big fat point, just go in there like that. And you can hey Ivy, what's up? And that's your first cookie, your ghost cookie. And now we're gonna do the little pumpkin, which is my favorite. So now, like I told you, these pieces, they come separated, and I'm gonna show you why. So now the main thing of your main pumpkin, so whichever stencil you use, make sure you cut the cookie that's the correct size. So like if you use the 3.7, like if you use a 3.7 cutter, you might want to use a 4.5 inch cookie, you know, and so forth. Make sure your cookie is bigger than the stencil. That way it fits in your cookie, okay? So this, and when you're getting ready to make your cookie, test it. Make sure your cookie fits inside with the stencil. Everything fits inside, okay? So I got the markers from Amazon. I'll leave a link after this. After I'm done, I'll leave a link, okay? So now with your orange marker, with your pumpkin, most of it is orange, but some of it is green. So you're just gonna outline it. You're not gonna outline the top just yet because the top is gonna be green. So just make sure you go around and outline that. Then you're gonna outline the mouth. I just take the tip of the marker and I go against the line in my stencil. Now when you do the eyes, you kind of gonna want to go very close to the inside of the eyes, because there's a little space there. There's not a lot of space in the eye. So you want to make sure that and I'm going to show you why I did it like that in a minute. So then you're going to get your green marker. And I know I don't come on live often and stuff like that, but I really need to do it more often. But so you're going to take the green marker and you're going to go to the top like this. Okay. And then when you do that, after you do that, you're going to take your little piece, this part, and you're going to put it over this. See, am I putting this? Now you got to make sure you put the stencil the right way. And then you are going to finish, because there would be no other way to do this without taking it apart. Because then you will have to try to figure out where the lines are and stuff like that. And who wants to do that? Right? So then you could take your marker. Hold on. Oh, before you do that, fill in the eyes. Now you're going to just fill in a little bit of the eyes, okay? You're going to go like that and like that. I didn't put fill lines, like separation lines in the eyes, because there's not a lot of space there. But you just color it in. See, my cookie's still soft and it's kind of like sinking in. So make sure when you cut out your cookies, you let them dry for a couple of days. Okay? So I don't need the green anymore. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make, hold on. I'm going to connect this here. So now I'm going to just paint in. So like I said, if you are interested in these markers, and I know it's late in the season, you know, the Halloween season, but because my brain is slow sometimes, and it took me a while to figure out these stencils and what I wanted to do. So, but I mean, like I said, if you want to, let me know. And I totally understand. Like I said, you could also go online. Now, the thing I like about these markers is that the tip, the fine tip, you could get right into these little corners right here. And that way you don't have to worry about, and you could get like up to the edge, like that, and clean it up if you want. Do a little touch up, and that's your cookie. So, like I said, if you are interested in these stencils, I will post a link to these markers. I think these markers are great. I didn't know what to expect. You know, I just bought them because I said there got to be an easier way to paint this than with paint and a brush. I don't remember how much they cost, but I think, I don't remember. I know it's like $20-something or something like that. But you get like, hold on, let me see if I find the box. Hold on. You get, I forgot how many come in a box. This is the box. And you get 24 colors in here. Yeah. So you get all these colors in the box. You get gold, silver, orange. There's a whole bunch of colors in here. But I just needed these 3 colors for this project right here. And yeah, it makes it so easy to paint over, especially on the clay. That's what I like the most. It makes it easy to paint on the clay. And you could paint on these coasters pretty easy. It just goes on nice. You see how nice that went on. And like I said, you let it dry. If you don't like the way it looks, you could paint over it again. Okay? Just paint over it again. And it won't look like this. Like when I did it with the paint and the brush. I mean, this looks good too. Don't get me wrong. But this was so much easier to do than painting it with a brush and paint. Okay? So, I know there's not a lot of you on here right now. And I know I didn't make a post or anything. But I did say I was going to share how I made these. Now I got too many cookies because I've been making them and practicing and practicing and now I got a whole tray full of cookies. See that? And I got some extra, and I made some extra. I always make extra cookies in case I mess up or in case I thought of something that I should change, and then I do it over and then I do it over and then I do it over till I make myself sick. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on and show you guys how I use the stencils because I did say I was going to show you the tutorial on how I did this. And like I said, if you're interested, send me a DM and I'll send you an invoice for the stencils. It's $20 for the set. It's free shipping. And you get 8 stencils in 4 different sizes so you can make different projects. And like I was saying, if you don't want to buy the stencil, I don't have this to share. But you could go online and you could print these out and you could cut them apart. Take them apart. Cut out these areas. Take this apart. Cut out the areas and stuff like that. And you can make your own stencil. I'm not saying you have to come watch my stencil. Thank you for the stars. Who sent me those stars? Thank you, Ivy. And tear it apart and you can make your own stencil. You don't have to buy my stencil. But it's a pain in the butt because I tried it already. So that's why it made me want to do my own stencil. And I found that makes life so much easier. But anyway, guys, let me know if you want, like I said, send me a DM and we'll work it out. And I'm going to talk to you guys later, right? Let me know if you're watching this on replay. And let me know if you like the cookies. I think they look so cute. I think they look a little bit real, especially because of the cookie dough. So this color of the cookie, this color is called Sugar Cookie. I got it from Designs by Yanita. But she has another dough. I forgot the name of the dough. She did tell me what it was. It's not Sugar Cookie, but it's almost the same color as this, if you want to buy it from her. I forgot what it was called. Yeah, I don't remember. But this is Sugar Cookie from Designs by Yanita. But she does have another color that matches this. If she doesn't have Sugar Cookie anymore, she'll have another color that matches this. So, if you want to buy the clay, you can buy the clay. And I'll just, like, if you get the stencils, you could clean them up real easy. Let me show you how to clean up the stencils. So you get you like an alcohol wipe. I like to keep my stencils clean. And basically, you see all that stuff on it? You just wipe it off. You just wipe it off and it'll be ready for your next cookie. I don't like to leave like any paint residue on there on the stencils because you don't know if it's going to smear or whatever onto your next project. And we don't want that. You can use these stencils to make a little t-shirt. You know, paint it on a jacket, a shirt, trace it out. Let the kids make a craft. I remember back in the days I used to get stencils and make stuff. Yeah, I remember back in the day. Yeah, my old heads. I'm talking about my old heads. Y'all got stencils and you made jeans with them and you thought you was it because you had put your name on your jeans and stuff like that with your paint and stuff. But anyway, there you go. It's clean. Just take a, thank you, Lori. So you just take your little bit of alcohol and just wipe your stencils off and keep them clean. Don't let them get gunky and stuff. Okay? So yeah, y'all. I will talk to y'all soon. And I know you guys are going to say I need to come on live more often than I do. I really, really do. And I'm going to work on that. Just that it's hard when you work full time and you trying to create and you're trying to make tutorials and you're trying. But I'm going to try to fit it in, okay? I'm good, Renee. I'm doing good. Thank you. I know it's been a while. And like I said, I need to start coming. Well, now the holidays are in full swing. I might come in and do some little Dollar Tree crafts and stuff like that like I used to do back in the day. Or you make a bracelet. Y'all want me to see me make bracelets and stuff. Like I like doing different stuff, not just fake bakes. Because you know I do fake bakes for my YouTube channel. So it's just like I like to do all kinds of crafts. So yeah, it is fun for the grandkids. And like I said, you don't just have to use it on cookies. You can make a little, you know, you can put it on a shirt. You can put it on a jean jacket. You can put it on anything. Like, it just doesn't have to be on a cookie. But, I mean, that's why I made them. Because I've been dying to make these cookies for a long time. And then my brain, like, sometimes, you know, honestly, if I could be honest, I just be having, like, a crafting block. Or, like, I just don't want to craft. Or I just don't want to do it. Then when I do want to craft, it's like I want to do everything at the same time. So, it's just like, you going live tomorrow, Renee? Good for you, girl. Go do it. Don't be scared. Just go on and do it. And, like I said, then you get a block and you don't want to do anything. And then when you start over again, as you guys seen, I've been making bracelets. I've been making keychains. I've been doing this. I've been doing everything. Because sometimes I just need a break from fake baking. But I really, really, really wanted to do these. Because they just look so cute. Ivy, you like these, Ivy? All right, guys. Well, then maybe I'm going to check you out tomorrow, Renee. At 2 p.m. Central. Okay. Hey, Deidre. So, yeah. So, like I said, DM me because Etsy, They take too many fees out of your, you know, you go on there, you create something and you made it with your hands and you thought of the design yourself. And Etsy takes most of your money. Listen, Etsy takes a fee for you posting it. They take a fee when you sell it. They take a fee when you mail it. They just take a fee, five-fold from. They take everything. And by the time you finish calculating how much you get, it's just not worth it. Yeah, I knew you was gonna like them, Ivy. Thanks, Ada. So yeah, guys. So like I said, if you're interested, just DM me. And I understand that it's late in the season. Oh, I'm gonna win that prize, Renee. And I know it's, like I said, I know it's late in the season, but you know, I just had to get it out of my system, so I'm sharing it with you. And if you want to make some too, just DM me. All right, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.